जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय गोपीचन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीचन वल्लभ जय गोपीचन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीचन वल्लभ गिरिवर जय गोपीचन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीचन वल्लभ यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरांजन यशोदानंदन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरांजन यशोदानंदन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरा यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरा जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Gauranita 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 Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Jai Vishnupada Paramahansa Saraswati Swami Sri Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananda Vaideshananda Ki Jai. All glories to Samaliti Hare Krishna. All glories to Samaliti Hare Krishna. All glories to Samaliti Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga Gauri Goshin Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Canto 10th, chapter 59, Slok 26. This is very special sloka today what we are discussing. Most quoted by Prabhupada. And this is the one shloka which is repeated in Bhagavatam. Two places as it is. So we'll discuss. This is one of the most important shloka. So we'll read the word to word translation first. Nama, all respectful obeisances. Pankajanabhaya, unto the Lord who has specific depression resembling a lotus flower in the center of all his abdomen. Namaha, obeisances. Pankaj Maline, one who has always decorated with a garland of lotus flowers. Namaha, obeisances. Pankaj Netraya, one whose glances is as cooling as lotus flower. Namate, respectful obeisances unto you. Pankaj Angrahe, unto you, the sole of whose feet are engraved with lotus flowers, and who is therefore said to possess lotus feet. Translation by H.G.Carana Prabhupada Ki Jai. My respectful obeisances are unto a Lord whose abdomen is marked with a depression like lotus flower, who is always decorated with garlands of lotus flower, whose glances is as cool as lotus, and whose feet are engraved with lotus. Namo Pankajanaಭಾಯ Nama Pankajanaಭಾಯ Nama Pankajanaಭಾಯ Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajanetraya Nama Pankajanetraya Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangre Namaste Pankajangre Namaste Pankajangre Nama Pankajanabhaya Nama Pankajamaline नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे. Can you repeat? नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे 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 नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे. Translation by Jesu and Sri Prabhupada. Sri Prabhupada ki Jai. My respectful obeisances unto you, O Lord, whose abdomen is marked with a depression like lotus flower, who is always decorated with garlands of lotus flower, and whose glances as cool as the lotus, and whose feet are engraved with lotuses. Purport. Kunti offered this same prayer, which is found in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 8, text 22. The synonym of the translation given here are taken from Srila Prabhupada's rendering of this text. We may also note that although Kunti's prayers occurs early in the Bhagavatam, she offered it many years after the incident described here. So, this particular translation is from this particular 10th canto, but the original translation which Prabhupada is given, it is in the first canto of Bhagavatam, chapter 8, uh, slok number 22. So we'll read that, which is very important for us to understand Prabhupada's purport. Here are some of the specific symbolic marks of the spiritual body of the personality of Godhead, which distinguish his body from the bodies of all others. They are all special features on the body of the Lord. The Lord may appear as one of us, but he is always distinct by his specific bodily features. Srimati Kunti claims herself unfit to see the Lord because of her being a woman. This is claimed because woman Shudra, a labor class, and the Dvijabandhus, or the rich descendants of the higher three classes, are unfit by the intelligence to understand transcendental subject matters concerning the spiritual name, fame, attributes, form, etc. of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Such a person, although they are unfit to enter the spiritual affairs of the Lord, can see him as the Archa Vigraha, who descends to the material world just to distribute favors to the fallen soul, including the above mentioned woman, Shudras, and Dvijabandhus. Because such a fallen souls cannot see anything beyond matter, a Lord descends to enter into each and every one of the innumerable universe as a Garbhadakshay Vishnu, who grows the lotus stem from the lotus-like depression in the center of his transcendental abdomen. And thus, Brahma, the first living being in the universe, is born. Therefore, the Lord is known as a Pankajanavi. The Pankajanavi Lord accepts the Archavigra, his transcendental form, in the different elements, namely a form within the mind a form made up of wood, a form made up of earth, and a form made of metal, and a form made up of jewel, a form made up of paint, a form drawn on sand, etc. All such forms of the Lord are always decorated with the garlands of lotus flowers, and there should be soothing atmosphere in the temple of worship to attract the burning attention of the non-devotees always engaged in materialistic wranglings. The meditators worship a form within the mind. Therefore the Lord is merciful even to the women Shudras and Dvijabandhus, provided they agree to visit the temple of worship in a different forms made of them. Such a temple visitors are not idolaters, alleged by some men with a poor fund of knowledge. All the great acharyas established such a temple of worship in all places, just to favor the less intelligent. And one should not pose himself the transcending the stage of temple worship while one is actually in the category of Shudras and the women are less. One should begin to see the Lord form his lotus feet, gradually rising to the right thigh, waist, chest, and face. One should not try to look at the face of the Lord without being accustomed to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Srimati Kunti, because her being the aunt of the Lord, did not begin to see the Lord from the lotus feet, because the Lord might feel ashamed. And thus Kunti Devi, just to save the painful situation of the Lord, began to see the Lord just above his lotus feet, that is from the west of the Lord, gradually rising to the face and then down to the lotus feet. In the round, everything there is in order. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुं मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So you all are welcome to our Saturday Bhagavatam discussion. We are reading from Canto 10th, chapter 59, Slok 26. So here the description of the beautiful form of the Lord uh, is glorified and represented. First of all, I like to seek the blessing of all the Shimal Vaishnavas, especially uh, our Subal Prabhu and Mataji. They are very highly qualified and very advanced. Ideally, Prabhuji should be speaking and I should be hearing. But in order to train and keep the succession going, senior devotees, they promote neophyte like me and just to train me for speaking about Bhagavatam. So thank you for this opportunity. So here in chapter 59, um, there is a demon called Narkasura who uh, has created a lot of havoc in the earth, and he stole the Lord Varuna's umbrella, and he stole Mother Aditi's earrings, and all the demons, they were very much morose. So when they didn't had any option, then ultimate option is Lord Krishna. They went to Lord Krishna and requested, "Oh Lord, please help us here." So finally, Lord goes and Lord immediately goes with Mother Satyabhama and he kills this Narkasura. And immediately, when this situation happens, the Narkasura's son were very much frightened. And as they were very much frightened, Mother Earth, being a mother of this demon Narkasura, she comes forward to offer her wonderful prayers to the Lord, just to pacify the Lord and seek the shelter of the Lord. So this is a prayer which is done by Mother Bhumi, Mother Earth. So, and the same prayer is done by Mother Kunti also later, but the first prayer is done by Mother Bhumi, and Mother Kunti's prayer is very much glorified. Everyone knows this prayer is from Mother Kunti, but actually this prayer is coming from Mother Bhumi. So, in this prayer, the description of the Lord's navel is given. Lord's navel, how Lord's bodily features are there. Generally, it is said that when we are at material level, it is very difficult to appreciate the spiritual thing because we cannot perceive it, we cannot sense it. So, Lord being very kind, He, in order to compassionate to the living entity, He agreed to receive in the form which material level people can relate. So, this Archa Vigraha form is one of the most merciful form of the Lord, which Lord takes in order to accept the service, in order to give His personal feeling to everybody in the world and inspire others and purify the living entities and come to Him. And Lord's form is very much beautiful. Anybody comes, especially Kishore Kishore is a very very beautiful among entire North America. I can say one of the most beautiful deities where um, anybody comes here, he becomes just fall in love of them. It's so nice to serve these wonderful deities. So Lord's beauty is something which attracts everybody in the world. So we can see there are multiple pastimes which Lord does in order to show His wonderful beauty to His devotees, and he always like to make His devotees happy. So one time there was one of the thief. So this thief, he heard about the Lord's jewelry and the Lord description, how the Lord looks. So when this thief heard about this incident, he heard that Lord has lot of jewelry on his body, Lord has this thing, that thing. Then he said, "Why should I do small robbery? Let me go and rob this one boy Krishna, and then that way I don't have to do any more robbery." So this boy comes to this person come to Vrindavan, and he find out where is this Krishna. And once he find out this is a Krishna, he goes there and he lifts Krishna and he just try to run away. But he's running, and finally he's landing into the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj only. He's going out, but again he's coming back. So finally he thinks, what I'm doing. And when this person uh, understood that this Krishna is not an ordinary boy, and when he got just touch of the Krishna, he became so much attracted with the beauty of Krishna. He forgot what purpose he came there, and he just started looking at Krishna, and he forgot himself. So the Krishna beauty is such amazing that anybody looks at, he forgets everything. The attraction is for anything in the world what we have, it binds us. But the attraction what we have for Krishna elevates us. The attraction which we have for Krishna, he purifies us. So this thief, where he got purified, he personally admitted that I came for this particular purpose. So Nanda Maharaj, being he's honest, offered him a gift of the same jewelry what Krishna has in the equal amount of jewelry. Nanda Maharaj offered him, and he was awarded and he is blessed because of his honesty. So anybody who comes in contact with Krishna, maybe accident, maybe some hidden purpose of any material motives, still Krishna being very kind, Krishna purifies us. Everybody comes for Krishna for some purpose, but Krishna is very supreme personality of Godhead. He understands everyone's mood. He he steals our heart. He is the biggest person who can do the greatest thing for anybody in the world. So this thief got purified. So Krishna's beauty is such a thing which attracts everybody in the world. Like it is said, when Krishna went to kidnap Mother Rukmini from the Swayamvar, Krishna went there as on the request of Mother Rukmini, and he went there and he was there when he was kidnapping Mother Rukmini. All the soldiers of the who had come for protection of Mother Rukmini, just by seeing the beauty of Krishna, they just fainted. They don't know anything. The beauty of Krishna is such attracting that person forget himself. So the soldiers, they don't know what to do. They were just stuck with the beauty of Krishna and forgot themselves. And uh, when Krishna was capturing Mother Rukmini, he just smoothly just taking Mother Rukmini and went away. And then later they came to their senses. Oh, what happened now? That Mother Rukmini already gone. So Krishna's beauty is something which attracts everybody in the world. So we can see this is one incident where Krishna's beauty attracted. There is one more incident comes in pastimes of Lord Krishna. There was one fruit vendor. So this fruit vendor came to sell the fruits on the street, and she was asking, "Please take the fruits, please take the fruits." And Krishna, when he heard about this fruit vendor's voice, he knows there is a barter system. So anytime there is something has to be bought, right? They will take a rice or some grain from house, and they will offer to the person who is selling, and they will, in exchange, they will take the things. So Krishna knows this thing. So what he does, he goes and he, in his palm, he lift out the grain, and we can understand such a small baby, how much grain can hold in the hand. Krishna is holding little, and when he's walking, he's running, and anybody is running and holding grain in hand, how much grain will remain? So when this Krishna goes with a very few grains in his hand, little hand, and he offers that lady that I want the fruits. And this lady, just by seeing the beauty of Krishna, forgets everything, and she doesn't care about how much he's giving and all. She offers her fruits to him. And when Krishna receives this fruit, that lady become completely satisfied. So it is not the matter what Krishna gives in quantity, but whatever Krishna gives completely satisfies us. And the beauty by seeing that lady, she becomes so much mesmerized and satisfied by just offering whatever she had in exchange to Krishna. She completely happy in her life. So later, when she reached home, she realized that Krishna did not give just small grains. Her entire basket was full of jewelries, full of jewels. So anybody coming to Krishna, and Krishna is offering his beautiful glance, it is his mercy on that living entity. So this fruit vendor lady, when she saw this beauty of Krishna, she didn't look anything else material, and she completely offer everything. Similarly, when we come in contact with Krishna, it is a matter of time. Gradually things will be taken away. When someone come to Krishna consciousness, he has a big demand for Krishna, I want this, I want this. But gradually, as one progresses, the list goes shorter and shorter, shorter and shorter, and finally Krishna purifies that person, and ultimately one says, no, I don't need anything, I just need Krishna, you. So the beauty of Krishna is something which attracts everybody. The beauty of Krishna is attracted not only to this fruit vendor lady, but it attracted to the cows, the gopis, the Brajvasis, everybody. They were very attracted, and they were thinking that only we can see Krishna during the daytime. Sometimes the gopis used to come to complain just to see Krishna. Just to see Krishna, they used to come to Mother Yashoda and they used to complain. Mother Yashoda, this Krishna is doing this, Krishna is doing that. So, uh, though they will complain, but they want Krishna to be with them. So Krishna understood the heart of the gopis. Krishna understood the heart of the cows. Then he orchestrated one nice pastime. So he makes a plan, and in that plan, what he does two plans. One plan, first plan he does is he builder Lord Brahma, the creator of the world, and he as a builder Brahma. Brahma comes and Brahma sees that there is a little boy Krishna. He's sitting with all the other friends, and he's eating the remnants from all the low class friends. How can God be like this? God means everything should be pure. Everything, whatever is offered with clean and everything like that. What is to happen? Krishna is taking one morsel from one of the friend's house, hands another, and he's putting hands in other plates. Sometimes some of the friends, they'll put buttermilk in their mouth. He'll press their cheeks and the buttermilk will come out, and he will drink that buttermilk. And Brahmaji, while looking at this, got completely bewildered. What is happening? Then that time, Brahmaji says, "Let me do something and check this person whether he's Lord or something." So he hijacks some of the Krishna's friends, and he hijacked all the calves from the Krishna's friends, and he hides them somewhere place. And all the friends of the Krishna, they were just enjoying lunch with Krishna, and as they were enjoying lunch with Krishna said, "You all be relaxed. I'll go and find out all the calves and other friends, where are they? So as Krishna goes there, he finds no cops are there, and he comes back. All the friends also gone, and then Krishna immediately uh, understand what's happening now. He understood. Then from his own body, Krishna expand all the friends, all the cops, as like as it was earlier, and immediately all the calves goes to their mother cow, and the coward boys also goes to their mother, and suddenly their mother felt more and more love for Krishna. So Krishna, one side he bewildered Brahma, but another side he's doing this pastime. The main purpose of his pastime is to please his devotees. And as they were attracted to Krishna, Krishna in the form of their son, in the form of their calves, he given his entire time to mother cow and the gopis of the Vrindavan, so that they can pursue the Krishna's beauty, they can pursue the Krishna's personal touch with them. One more pastime Krishna does. As this pastime was going on, Brahmaji was completely bewildered. Finally, after some time, Brahma realizes that uh, he has done a big mistake, and he immediately comes back and he offers vulnerable prayers. So before this, there is a beautiful description comes in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam about beautiful prayers of Brahma, which glorifies Lord. Then one more time, Krishna arranged, there was a worship arranged for Lord Indra. So when this worship was arranged for Indra, Krishna says, "Why you should worship Indra?" And all the Brajavasis, and including Nanda Maharaj, they say because Indra is the one who supplies rain, and we are the farmers, we are Vaishyas, our entire life is depend on rain. Uh, and Krishna says, "What kind of this God is? If he's having, he's this is kind of business. If you offer something, then only you give something. But God means something which mercilessly it should be given." So Lord again says, "Stop this Indra worship." And Lord is very smart. When Lord sees anything right, nobody can refuse him. His beauty is such a mesmerizing that everybody just whatever Lord says they used to follow like that. Same way we can see the pure devotee also. Sometimes it is hard to follow something, but when pure devotee says, "Do this," they instruct us. Okay, do this service, chant 16 round, follow four regular principles. Seemingly, it will be very difficult in this material world to follow four regular principles, chant 16 round. But when pure devotee says, out of love for them, we follow their instructions. Same way, Krishna also. When Krishna speaks, immediately all the Brajavasis they agree. They stopped Indra worship, and they said, "What to do with the offering preparation then?" Then said Lord Krishna says, "This has to go to Govardhan, who is supplying us everything for our sustenance." And then the Govardhan puja starts, and Indra become very angry, and Indra sends his Samartaka cloud and all to torture all the Brajavasis. But Lord Krishna had another plan. He wanted to be with Brajavasis for 7 days. So he lifts the Govardhan hill, and he remains with all those Vaishnavas. So when all the Brajavasis, cows and everybody, they are with Krishna, they are just seeing the beauty of Krishna, and they forgot all hunger and thirst, everything. So the beauty of Krishna is something which satisfied everyone in the Brajavasis. And now also, if you see anybody comes with all the material torture person to our temples, especially ISKCON temples, the deities are so nicely cared, the deities are so nicely worshipped that they feel very much inspired. That's how whenever anybody comes to temple, if he's not a devotee also, they also like it here. They feel very nice here. Why? Because the Lord personally present here. Lord presence is here. So, Lord Krishna, 7 days he gave darshan to all the Rajvasis, and they were just in his beauty. He was so much absorbed that they were not hungry, they were not thirsty, they are not of any feeling of any of their worldly problems. So, Lord is very wonderful. He inspires everybody to, and he connects with everybody through his beauty. In order to understand that, the beauty should be understood through ears. Actually, eyes comes later, but it is said that the spiritual beauty can be understood through ears. Like Mother Rukmini, how she got attracted to Krishna, it is not by seeing Krishna, just by hearing about Krishna. The spiritual truth is revealed through ears. So one has to hear more about Krishna. That's how Sravanam, among all the process of devotional service, the first process starts with Sravanam, hearing. Then everything comes. So uh, Lord's beauty attracts everybody. There is one more pastime about Lord's beauty. Is there is one personality called Dhanurdas. This Dhanurdas, he was very much materialistic, and he was madly attracted to one of the lady's eyes. And there was a procession of Lord Ranganath was going on the street, but this person was so much mad that he just didn't look at it. And when Ramanujacharya saw the incident, he became very much compassionate about this personality, Dhanurdas. And he immediately approached this Dhanurdas and he asked him that, what is that so much you are attracted to this lady? He said, I am very much attracted to beautiful eyes. Then Ramanujacharya said, what if I show you some better eyes than this? Then he said, yes, I'll be in love with that personality if I find better eyes than this. Then Ranganath said, this Ramanujacharya said, please come to take darshan of Ranganath tomorrow. And there, Ramanujacharya was worshipping uh, Lord Ranganath, and Ramanujacharya offered but beautiful prayers, and he asked, Lord, oh Lord, please bless this Dhanurdas with your beautiful glance, so that this person forgets all his material attraction. So this Dhanudas, when he came and he saw the Ranganath, Lord Ranganath eyes, he completely become attracted to Lord Ranganath and he forgot everything. So it is the pure devotee's mercy that out of their blessing, we have the ability to see the beautiful form of the Lord. Otherwise, we are so much materialistic, like Dhanurdas, that we cannot see the beauty of the Lord. To the degree we have attraction to anything else in the world, other than Krishna, that shows that that much materialistic we are. Anything which is there in the world is ultimate attraction is toward Krishna, toward Lord Supreme Personality of Godhead. But if any other attraction we have, definitely then that much materialistic we are. So we have to think in our life, day to day, moment to moment, that how much attraction I have for particular things of the world. When we see that, it is a different case. Sometimes some devotee has attraction to something, but he want to serve the Lord with that particular process, that is perfect. But if there is a little ringe of also selfish motive in any other attraction other than Krishna, then it is just going to hold us here. Actually, Prabhupada says the root cause of holding us in this material world is our attraction to the material things. But the perfection of the things will happen only when we utilize this thing in service of Krishna. And this perfection will come when we'll. That's how that among all the process of devotional service, the deity worship is given prime importance. A lot of devotees, they do daily deity worship. They have their personal deities. They have personal contact with the deities, and there are numerous pastimes which deities have done with the devotees. If we read, there is a wonderful book. If you go to Mayapur, there is Lord Narsimha Dev. So Lord Narsimhadev had done numerous pastimes with his devotees. There are two devotees specifically, Pankaj Angre Prabhu and Janva Nivas Prabhu. These are the two brothers which are the priest of Lord Narsimhadev in Mayapur. And they served close to 4 decades, 40 years. Actually, in material thing, if we see something one day, 2 day, three, maybe 1 month, we become bored. But here we can see the devotees of the Lord, they are keep serving Lord year after year, decades after decade, and still they don't feel any unsatisfaction in their life. They get more and more happiness, more and more joy. So the devotees of the Lord, they enjoy serving Lord. They enjoy their personal relationship with the Lord. So the beauty of the Lord is ever increasing. The beauty of this material world is something which pulls us down, which create dissatisfaction in our heart. We become bored of the material beauty. But the beauty of the Lord is something which keeps us everlasting, increasing happiness. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. It is said everlasting happiness, which we receive when we um, see the beauty of the Lord. The beauty of the Lord is something which can make us forget everything of the world. Like King Bharata, he was a king of entire world, but he was so much attracted to beauty of the Lord that he forgot everything. He left everything just like anybody uh, puts his old garments outside. Just like that, he left all the opulence, all his kingdom, everything, and he just went to meditate and uh, do tapasya for the Lord. So like that way, one if one get completely attracted to the Supreme Personality regarded, all the material attraction will go away. Like uh, one time Indra become very much envious. If anybody does tapasya in this material world and he's trying to take his post, he immediately become envious. So there are two personalities, Nara and Narayan. They were doing tapasya. So when they were doing tapasya, immediately anybody is more powerful in tapasya on the earth, the Indra's chair start shaking. So he understands there is somebody. So immediately what he does, he went to distract that personality from doing tapasya. So he sends all his special heavenly damsels, Ramba and all other. He sends Kamadeva and they try to allure. But Krishna is not allured by any other beauty because he himself is the supreme personality of Godhead for the beauty. Like he's a Bhagavan. He's the one who possesses the opulence. From him everything comes. He's not by allured by anything. So immediately when this all the heavenly personalities come to distract Krishna in the form of Narayana, immediately Lord's from his thigh, he brings out another beautiful damsels. Her name is Urvasi. And he says, "Oh Indra, take this." And he offers this. And all the heavenly damsels, when they look at the beauty of Urvashi, they felt themselves very like 8 years old. That kind of beauty the Urvashi had. And when Lord generated from his thigh, he offered, he said, "Oh Indra, take this." And Lord is not distracted by anything. So Lord beauty is something which attracts us, but Lord is not uh, attracted by anything of the world. Lord doesn't need anything from us. Lord needs a beautiful honest heart. And when Lord will see that, Lord resides. That's how the heart which is soft, right? Why Krishna likes butter? Because butter is soft. And the heart which is soft like butter, that attract Krishna. So we have to work hard to make our heart soft like butter, and that will happen through chanting the holy name of the Lord. And this chanting of the holy name which will help us to make us heart more softer. And that will, it is said, uh, the name, fame, pastimes, and the beauty of the Lord will be revealed as we keep on doing this chanting of the holy name of the Lord with most attentive way. So the attention, the chanting is very very important. So this Urvashi, she couldn't distract Lord, and uh, it was sent to King Indra as an offering. So we can see, uh, we hear a lot about Lord's beauty, but why the beauty of the Lord is not revealed to us? So the one reason we saw is about our material attraction, but there is one more reason why we are not attracted to the Lord. And the reason is because to the degree the disciple follows the instruction of the spiritual master, that degree the purport of the scriptures are revealed to him. So one time there was one of the South Indian Brahmana, he was reading Bhagavad Gita. And as soon as he was reading Bhagavad Gita, immediately some transcendental emotion is to come. But this Brahmana, he was not able to recite the Bhagavad Gita cleanly. So all the other people used to make fun of him. But when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he saw the symptoms of this personality, he thought this is not something show off. This is something spiritual ecstasy this person is exhibiting. And that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked this Brahmana that what is that so you are feeling about that you are crying. So this Brahmana said, when I see the Supreme Personality of Godhead uh, sitting on chariot and driving his devotee, I feel very much emotional, and my eyes, I get spiritual ecstasy, and I cannot think of anything else. And that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, "What makes you read this Bhagavad Gita every day?" He said, "My Guru told me to read Bhagavad Gita, and that's why I'm reading it. But I don't know how to read perfectly. So when I look at this Bhagavad Gita, immediately I feel emotional too much." So it is said that the instruction of the spiritual master, when we follow perfectly, the truths of the scriptures are revealed. Like in Bhagavatam, there is one beautiful quotes which Prabhupada gives multiple places. Prabhupada quote that says, "Yasya deve para bhakti, yatha deve tatha guru, tasyata kahita artha, prakashante mahatma." What does that mean is, only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in the words of the uh, Lord and his Guru, the imports of the Vedic literature will be revealed to him. The scriptural knowledge is not something which is given to the head, it is given to the heart. That is how Lord Krishna imbibed the knowledge in the heart of the Brahma. So, similarly, the spiritual knowledge will be revealed within the heart. Head weight is not something which will help us. There are so many academician scholars are there in the world, but they cannot take to Krishna consciousness because they lack the mercy. Only by the mercy of pure devotee one will understand the spiritual truth. Same way with the beauty of the Lord also. When we hear about the Lord, the purification will happen. and our eyes will be tinted, with the eyes of the scripture, and we can see the Lord. So it is very, very important to hear about the Lord, and then only we can appreciate the beauty of the Lord. Otherwise, for other people who don't know about the Lord, the deity is like a statue for them. There is no difference. But when we hear, that time the deities will be revealed to us. So hearing is very, very important. Hearing process goes perfectly, the spiritual life goes perfectly. The very moment hearing process goes down, the spiritual life starts shaking for anybody. So that's how every devotee, uh, those who are very sincere, they try to regularly hear about, like it is said, Nityam Bhagavata Seva. We have to regularly hear, read Bhagavatam. And uh, there are two types of Bhagavatam, like one is book Bhagavatam and is a person Bhagavatam. Like what we are discussing is in person Bhagavatam. But if we don't have the facility to associate with Bhagavata's devotees, we can ourselves take the shelter of the Prabhupada's greatest mercy in the form of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad books. So we have to see that the Lord's beauty can be only understood if we have knowledge about the Lord. And here in this particular shloka, some more description comes about how devotees should create the culture in our community to inspire all others to take to Krishna consciousness. It is the character of the devotees where they live that inspire others. People will come here, but what will make them stay in Krishna consciousness is our spotless, clean character. Our Krishna conscious character will keep people when they will see that this Hare Krishna people are practicing Krishna consciousness so nicely. They are so exemplary. They have punctuality in terms of their DTO services. They are uh, well behaved. They treat everybody very nicely, and there is no differences among themselves. Then that will inspire. When the devotee, when the outsiders will see that devotees are honest. When the outsiders will see the devotees are very punctual, uh, and they are very fixed up in their practices, that will inspire outsiders to take to Krishna consciousness. So in this sloka, that explanation is coming about how devotees should maintain the community in such a way that will inspire others. I myself personally got inspired when I saw the devotees, how they are so wonderfully serving. When I first time came to Krishna consciousness, I was shocked. I was with all the students. They were getting up 4 o'clock, and I was coming from pious family where I used to also get up early. And when I saw all the boys, they are doing wonderfully, chanting together, they are cooking together, and they uh, read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam daily. And I was just shocked, and they preach about Krishna. I felt so nice. So this is like I felt some different world I'm coming. So myself got inspired. So same way, if anybody comes from outside, they will also feel inspired when all the devotees will show as exemplary behavior in their every character. So anytime when we are alone, it is a duty on us that we present Krishna. We present Krishna consciousness in exemplary way to inspire others to take to Krishna consciousness. So there is one last pastime which I will discuss, and then we'll stop here. So the pastimes about Mohini Murti. So when the milk ocean was churning going on, that time from the ocean there is a nectar came out, and there was a condition decided by the Lord from before starting the churning ocean, that whoever is offered whatever, they should take it. It's not one should demand, either devatas or demigods. Anybody, whatever is offered to them, they should take it. But as soon as the nectar came, immediately demons said, "We want it," and Lord was not willing to give them. So finally, Lord has to take one beautiful form as a Mohini Murti. And when Lord came in the form of Mohini Murti, actually Lord is himself very beautiful. But on top of that, if Lord takes woman's form, it is even more beautiful. And all the demons, they just forget themselves. And then Lord, as in the form of Mohini Murti, as soon as he comes, all the demons, they agreed to be abide by the instruction of Mohini Murti. And Mohini Murti takes the nectar and distributes to the all the demigods, and she just try to take away the nectar from the demons. So in this form also we can see Lord Shiva, who is Ashutosha, who is not attracted by anything of the world. He is very stable, very dhira. But when he sees the form of Mohini Murti, he also become attracted. So the Lord is very much attracted. Lord is Lord Shiva is getting attracted to Lord Krishna in the form of Mohini Murti. So Lord can attract anybody. It is said the Cupid is attracts everybody in the world, but Lord is called Madana Mohan, means who can attract the Cupid also. That much beauty Lord has. And Radharani is called Madan Mohan Mohini. We are a servant of Mother Radharani who attracts even Lord Krishna also. So by serving Mother Radharani, we can make our life perfect. And Lord's bodily features are also mentioned here. It is very short time to describe all the things, but Lord's body, there are different features which makes Lord different from us. Like in generally Lord's body, there are lotus, there are flags, and there are different symbols which are mentioned in the Bhagavatam. So that makes the Lord different than all other like ordinary human beings. So that description is also coming here, that there is a lotus sign in the feet of the Lord. And why lotus? Lotus is taken because lotus is something which is very soft, very soothing. Anybody who sees lotus, right, he feel very much attracted to that. So that is the best comparison which Lord has given. If we read the Bhagavad Gita, there also whatever uh, we have in this world, we get little attracted. Lord says that is a fraction of proportion of my splendor, which is attracting to all the living entities of the world. So uh, that's what Lord says personally in Bhagavad Gita. It is not something concocted by somebody or said by somebody, but Lord personally is telling that whatever we see in this world, it is just fraction of my little splendor. So there is a big thing out waiting for us. And Lord personally comes in this material world to attract the living entities, to take all the living entities with him. So that is the main purpose. And Lord takes the form of deities in the form of metal, in the form of wood, and in the form of stone, and receive the service and purify us and take us to his spiritual world. So with that note, I'll stop here. Any comments, questions, if anybody has? Yes, Babu. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna Sharana Renu Prabhu, thank you. Um, one thing that is described is, well, you explained it very nicely, the beauty of the Lord, and in the verse. And there's one thing I always thought, that, the descriptions of the beauty of the Lord, Narayan, is all over the scripture. In fact, Mother Bhumi, it was explaining one of the purpose that she's seeing, this four-handed manifestation of Krishna. And then she described, holding the four symbols of Krishna, of Lord Vishnu. And the term Pankajanava is describing Lord Vishnu lying, well, it's one of the
No,
names of Lord
yeah.
Vishnu. But also in the scriptures, and you mentioned it too. You mentioned Krishna in Vrindavan and the past tense of Krishna manifesting the beauty his beauty in Vrindavan. And one of the things that we hear in the Nectar of Devotion is that Krishna has these four unique characteristics that are only present in Krishna, and one of them is his unparalleled beauty. So is although the beauty of the different manifestations of the Lord, especially Lord Narayan and like that, is clearly described. Krishna's beauty is not even is unparalleled. It's even in comparison to Lord Vishnu, Krishna's beauty is supreme.
Beyond, yeah.
And it's quite something that is being very specific to Lord Krishna. So that the quality of beauty is presented like that, that is unique and that is unparalleled. So um, I just was wondering, well, it's just a comment on to add to your class. Thank you.
Yeah, there are some specific features which only Krishna has. Like it is said, uh, Lord Krishna and Lord Vishnu, there are some differences in terms of their qualities. So like there is a Madhurya Rasa which Lord Krishna only has displayed. So that is one of the thing which Lord Krishna has special features about him. And in terms of stealing things and all, so like the basic example given is like there is a prime minister. So the prime minister, when he is in office, he has a different role. But when the prime minister is in home, right, his mother can call him by his single name also. But when he's in office, he has different ways to uh, deal with people. So same way Lord Krishna, in order to basically understand, is when Krishna is in Vrindavan and Krishna form, he's like a prime minister is in home. So he's displays all his openness and he's very close to his family mates. But when Lord Krishna is in his office, like outside, in the form of Lord Narayana or Vishnu, they majorly displays different qualities. So that's how their attraction is little less. And then these are some of the qualities which makes Lord Krishna different from other his forms. Like uh, I think Shankaracharya says Lord Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and there are proofs coming in Ashita, Devala, Narada, Vyasa. All these personality they are stating Lord Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead. So these features of Krishna, which are different, which are detail given in Nectar of Devotion, and we are told to little restrict till 19th chapter of the Nectar of Devotion. So that's what I didn't go there, Prabhu. I'm sorry, but we have to little restrict in terms of all the details which are given until up to the 19th chapter of Nectar of Devotion. And that's why I was recommended to restrict to limited information from the Nectar of Devotion. So I spoke little conservatively, but if you want, you can please add. Yes, Prabhu. You had some comment.
Thank you for your class, Prabhuji. I agree 1,000% that Krishna is beautiful. Everything that is said about Krishna is true. It's beautiful. Um, most people, or say souls in the male body, they don't look at a male form as beautiful. They look at that. A woman would say a man is handsome, right? He's handsome. But with Krishna, they say he's beautiful. They hardly will ever say this man is beautiful. They have to be really something special to say this guy is beautiful. So with God, the Godhead being beautiful, still cases like Arjuna was he attracted to Lady Subhadra? Um, different persons in the Krishna Lila, they have they marry, and even pure devotees, like Prabhupada will be married Bhaktivinoda Thakur and have children, and um, then there's the story of the old man in the hospital bed about to leave his body, and the young girl walks by and he's still attracted. So, and they'll say, "Oh, she's beautiful," even though it's not even real. It's just what it is. So I was wondering if you could speak a little bit about the utility of like the women, right? Which is just the body, it's not the soul, but women are attractive, and devotees marry, and they don't just say, "Oh, Krishna's so beautiful," and then that's it. But I was wondering if you could speak a little bit about the other side of that, where women are beautiful, or the illusion of the beauty.
Understood question. Yeah. So basically, the attraction between the sense object and the senses is always there in the any world, but we have to transcend uh, the attraction from this sense object and understand that this sense objects are not meant for my enjoyment. These are Krishna's enjoyment. These are Krishna's property. So when we have that feeling, even somebody might be grahastha, but if when he sees that his family members, his wife, his kids, They are Krishna's, they are mean for Krishna service. They are not mean for my own enjoyment. When one have that feeling that all these things of the world are mean for Krishna, like in spiritual world also, all the husband wife, they will be going in the plane and they will be seeing beautiful flowers, they will be seeing everything. But when they see all these beautiful things, they see, oh, how can I engage this thing in service of Krishna? Like one time I was going with one of the brahmachari, and we both saw the one of the beautiful sari. And when we saw the both the sari, um, like immediately first thought came to my mind. I was not that time married, so I was thinking, how nice if my mother wears this sari. That was my feeling. And when the brahmachari saw it, he immediately had feeling that how nice if Mother Radharani wears this sari. So that's where I made like myself understood that I'm materialistic level, but that brahmachari is spiritual. So anything he sees in this world, if we can connect that thing in service of Krishna, then that is not material. But if we are seeing that thing through material perspective, that makes us more allured, and that attracts us, and that pulls us down from the spiritual elevation. So when any sense object is there, we should not see that sense object is mean for my enjoyment. We should see that sense object is mean for service of the Lord. Just like when we go initially, when we come to Krishna consciousness, we have attraction for certain things of the world, and as we gradually purify ourselves, we become distasteful for the certain things. Like just take a simple of example of garlic. Any garlic smell comes immediately. Right now, we don't feel like, I don't want to smell also that. Forget about consuming it. Same way, the nose is one of the sense from which all the smell goes. For other object also, it may be opposite sex also. Anytime when we see opposite sex, we should immediately, it's for not only men, it's for other way around also, that all this personality is mean for the service of the Lord. It is not mean for my own personal service, that is gratification. So when we build our consciousness like that, that all the things of the world are mean for the service of the Lord, or they are Lord's part. This beauty is there because there is beauty in the Lord. This whatever is there in this world, it is mean to serve the Lord. It is not for my own enjoyment. The problem what we for which we came in this material world is we wanted to enjoy like Lord. We wanted to be competitor of the Lord, and that's how we fallen in this world. So the very moment we understand that this sense object of this world, all the things, they are meant for the service of the Lord, that time that is the perfection. And any devotee in any ashrama, any places, if we see even all the acharyas and all, they are in grasta ashram doing their services and all. Though externally looking that they might be doing this grasta duties, but actually their consciousness level, if we see, we read their commentaries, we understand that they are not at all interested in this activity, because in their like just like Lord takes the form of the deity in order to receive the service of the people, to purify them. Pure devotees of the Lord, they take the birth just like ordinary person in order to relate with them, uplift them, and bring it to Krishna consciousness and elevate them to spiritual world. So that's how when we look at any grasta or any acharya's lifestyle, that is just they have taken this form, this medium, to connect with people, to purify them and bring them to the spiritual platform. So that is how we should look at it when we see any. Sometimes some devotee, even some devotees, they change their ashram also. They are in brahmacharya ashram, then they change it because Lord think that in that particular role they can do better service. So that's how we should look at it. But when the person himself think, he knows his own reasons why he changed. But when others externally looking at that particular personality, they should think that Lord has some different plan for this person. So when we look at that angle, then we don't commit offense to that personality, and we appreciate the person's contribution to community, to the our life also. And that's how the vision of devotee should be towards. When one is looking at others, one should see that all the things of the world are meant for the service of the Lord. And it will come when we regularly hear, regularly read. Within heart, Paramatma will give us the knowledge that this particular thing is not meant for my enjoyment. And this, my enjoying mentality itself, my enjoying tendency itself is the thing which is holding me in this material world. I have to see that everything, including me, my entire body, my all possessions, are meant to serve the Lord. So initially one may not be able to see that. So there is an easy example given. The example given is, we should think that my everything is belongs to my guru. So we know, like, we are property of guru, and my everything whatever I have is my guru's property. And when one thinks that, gradually by blessing of guru, one day one will perceive that everything of the world is meant for the enjoyment of the Lord. And that way one will purify oneself. Maybe others can add, but this is what my little understanding. Yes, I think we're off the time, but if anybody want have one comment or two, we can just.
It just came to mind your pointing out that persons coming to perhaps see the deity of Lord Krishna are bringing their whole list of desires with them. And you were mentioning that over time that list of desires decreases. So I was just making a connection with the fact that the description here is that Lord Krishna's glance or Lord Vishnu's glance is very cooling. So I take it that the cooling aspect is that reduction of that lustfulness that's there in the heart of the persons coming to Lord Krishna.
Sir, can you come again, Mataji?
I was making a connection with the description here being that the glance of Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu is very cooling.
Yes.
Because, there's the whole metaphor of the lotus. So I was just making that connection in terms of your bringing up the point that persons who are approaching Krishna are bringing their list of desires. So it would seem that the cooling glance, the cooling aspect is that reduction of the lust in the heart of the persons that are coming to take shelter of Krishna. So I was just making a connection.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Krishna's glance is the one which reduces karma. It is said that if one is lusty, right, every part of the Lord's body has a different benefit. So if one want to reduce one's lust, it is recommended that one should focus on this part of the Lord's body, like between the both eyebrows. If one focuses, then the lust automatically goes down for the person. If person want to be intelligent, he should focus on the Lord's below the knee part of the Lord's lotus feet, um, Lord's feet. So there are different like that. There is description comes in Bhagavatam. So if you go through detail, we'll have more and more information about it. But there are Mataji, as Mataji correctly pointed out, that yes, when we look at the Lord, kama means what? Anartha, other anarthas. Actually, basically, kam means lust means anartha, which is not necessary. So as soon as we come in contact with the Lord by taking darshan or serving Him by any means, immediately the lust automatically goes down. Okay, I think I should stop here. Shil Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhaktarvrinda ki jai. Shrimad Bhagavatam ki jai.